I see it says live on Facebook. Let's go check. Oh, there we are.
Kristen, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah. Hi. It looks like we're live. It looks like we're live. Uh-oh. I hear myself twice.
Huh.
Hey, Rosanna. Hi, Julie.
I'm going to go grab one other pair of headphones, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, Lydia. Do you guys hear me okay? You're not hearing double of me. I don't hear double anymore. I just did for a second there. Hi, Donna. Hi, Tina. Welcome. We are excited to be here with you guys today. Both Sara and I are going to be sharing the 4th of July mini design kit with you, and as well as some other new things we have online. Julie says it sounds okay. Thanks, Julie. Hi, Willow. Hi, Sheesh. Hi, Donna. Yeah, Rosanna, you did too, right? It was like for a brief second, I heard myself double. I don't know where it was coming from. And then it was okay again. So I'm not sure what happened. Tina, sounds good. Hi, Suzanne. All good. Okay, great.
Oh, much better.
For some reason, I heard myself double for a moment, but it looks like I don't know where it was coming from, but it seems like it worked itself out.
Is your volume on your computer?
No, nothing's on.
Huh.
I don't think it's open. Nope, not open on the computer over there either. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, thankfully, you don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Whoo-wee. That's hard work.
Lisa's good. I know. You got to run back and forth.
But we get it done.
Setup, huh?
It is. It's kind of silly.
So we've got about 20 people on with us right now.
Awesome.
Hi, guys. Great to see you.
Let me see if I can tip down so we can have a face-to-face. Hey, friend. I've been so looking forward to this. Being able to just sit and bead with you, Kristen.
I know. It's nice.
It's really nice.
I'm excited. I even prepared today because I felt kind of ill-prepared on the mermaid video. I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I prepared a little bit yesterday to get ahead of it. And I'm excited by what I got going for you.
Your hair looks amazing today.
Thanks. Good hair day.
Yeah, you got a really good hair day going. Oh, by yourself?
Yeah, every 3 or 4 weeks I've been giving it a trim, and I've been doing layers, and it's been kind of funny because it's curly, so I don't really have to worry about it. I just have to pick it up and decide to snip here and there. And I do a little at a time and wait and see what happens.
It's like the quarantine haircut.
Yeah, but I will say I've been cutting my own hair. I've been cutting my own hair like that since I was a teenager. I used to just flip my head upside down and just haphazardly cut.
My hair would look terrible if I did that.
Sometimes it does, but I think the curls help out.
Yeah, I don't have enough curl for that to work, I don't think. But I do need a haircut.
Oh my God.
Pretty desperately. I'm ready for a haircut.
Tina's saying she hasn't had a good hair day in months.
I know.
Julie says I'm brave.
Yeah, very brave.
My husband's cut my hair. I've let my 13-year-old son cut my hair.
Wow. No,
like,
thank you.
I get fed up and very spontaneous in the moment decide I'm fed up.
A haircut right this minute, so much so that I'm going to let a teenager
right now.
do it. That's hilarious.
Actually, Bert does a good job. He's done it so many times for me now. He does a good job. He just helps me straighten it out at the bottom.
Right. Oh my God. Well, we have a ton of stuff to look at today because we had a kit launch yesterday, and I don't know what happened in June because it went by so fast, and we added so many new products. It's like every single week we had lots of new stuff. So I'm going to kind of refresh on some of that hasn't sold through because we have a lot of things that are selling out very quickly this week. So I think I'll flip my camera down and we can start talking about that. I'll open up our 4th of July mini kit and then I will figure out what I'm going to make while Kristen makes her pre-planned item because she came much more prepared than I did, which is, par for the course.
Well, not always.
Well, that's
but
true.
I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. This way it doesn't flip back to me for noise reasons.
Sure.
But I will chime in when we've got a comment or something. Penny is saying that you're not in sync, but that's not unusual.
Yeah, on Zoom. Yeah. I think it's because it's Zoom. Yeah,
I think
it's always a little tricky.
It's got a little bit of a delay, I think, on the live.
You're probably seeing our mouths move and the talking is a little bit later, but I think that's pretty normal on Zoom, unfortunately. Okay, so what we're going to be working with today is our 4th of July mini design kit. I looked before the show started. These are 70% sold out from what we started with. And we've got a handful of them left to sell. I actually bought 3 of them myself today. Let me see what I bought. I went to the office today and I bought 3 of them. I bought one for my niece who's almost 3 and then 2 for my daughter, 1 for each daughter, 1 who is 4 and 1 who is 5. And then I bought one of our mixes as well that had some red, white, and blue. And I'm going to bead with them on 4th of July. So I'm probably going to we're going to make anklets, I think. And they're super cute little kits. And you can bead with kids. You do need to help them. This isn't something they can fully do themselves, but they love doing the beading part and they'll love having an activity to do on a holiday like 4th of July. Which can tend to be a little boring, especially when there's no fireworks to look forward to this year. So I'm excited about that. So we're going to be opening that up and making stuff with it today. But before we get to that, I just wanted to go over some of our new products that you can find on our website, which is softflexcompany.com. We launched our Serenity Shore design kit yesterday. It's already 55% sold out. Our big design kits have a mixture of items. They have beads, wire, crimps. They have findings like clasps and ear wires, everything you need basically besides tools. And then you just need some basic beading tools usually to get started. It's a mystery every month. So everybody buys their kit and then once they get it, they join our VIB group if they're not already members. Don't reveal your kit until after reveal day, which is usually the last Wednesday of the month. In this case, it's like July 30th. It's like 5 weeks from now. So we've got some time. And then it's your turn to post pictures. So right now you can go to the VIB group and see what everybody is making with our last kit, which I revealed yesterday, which was the purple polka dot design kit. And it had some really fantastic stuff in it to work with. So we have those. You guys went wild on this Serenity Shore bead strand. We have been, we're 90% sold out on them. We've been giving away one with every order over $55. And they're going very quickly. So thankfully we had a backup plan. We have a Serenity Shore bead strand 2. and it came in a little later than the other one. So they are different, but they're complementary of each other. And I wanted to show you bead strand 2 is a little bit longer than bead strand 1, but it does have some unfortunate little markings on the pearls. I'll show you. You can probably see them. I think it's because of the silver and them being the way that they were packaged when they were sent to us from Jesse James Beads. They have just like a little bit of rough markings. Thomas thought that they were appropriate because it's a beach strand, so it gives it kind of a beachy vibe. But we decided to go ahead and give 10% off on them since those particular beads do have a little bit of a rough quality to them. So you can pick them up on our website. I don't know if they're up for sale yet. I think they went up today. They
are.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we just put them up. We just put them up about an hour ago. And so you can actually buy them now. And we are
shifting.
Kind of watching what's going to, we're shifting the promotion because we're almost sold out of the first strand. So we currently have a spend $55, get the Serenity Shore bead strand for free. And the plan is, as of tomorrow, to switch it to the bead strand 2. So you can still get the offer, spend $55, get the bead strand 2, Serenity Shore bead strand 2 for free. Because we just didn't, otherwise the promotion would have just ended and we wouldn't have been able to give you guys anything. So we decided that was great that we have the second one.
Bead strand 2 is really gorgeous because it's got some of these clear Czech crystals. And then it has, I think it has 4 boho beads. So it's got this beautiful boho bead, this big Czech crystal, and then it's got 2 of this boho bead as well. And then,
just
of course,
back up just a smidge.
Oh,
it's for some reason it's not focusing. There you go.
Is that better?
That's a little bit better. Yeah.
I think I usually get a little closer.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell from here on this little box. So lots
Suzanne
of good
is telling you. Suzanne is telling you, you always do a good job, so no worries that you don't have anything planned. Yeah, Sara works really well on the spot. And Maria says, hi. Hi, thanks for joining us, Maria. And then Willow is saying those strands are beautiful. They really are. I haven't seen the second one yet, but I did get the first one, and it is gorgeous.
So this one, there's only about 10% left. So if you really wanted this one, you want to get your order in as soon as possible to get this one. And then we're just starting this one out. So we've got a pretty big quantity of this one. Hopefully that'll make it through the rest of the week here with the promotion. And we won't have to scramble for a whole nother something next week.
Oh gosh, please no.
You never know.
Sorry, putting my foot down. Promotion will end.
What else? The purple polka dot bead mix that was in the kit yesterday is 60% sold out. And the classic blue huge bead mix is 88% sold out. So we're almost through our entire supply of it, and we will not be buying it again. So if you wanted that big blue bead mix, make sure you grab that as soon as possible as well. Okay, so, and then just a few more things. This went up last week, and I didn't have it physically here to show how beautiful it is. And I want to get to where you can really see it well. These are some Czech glass leaves that have been stuck in our gallery for like a million years. And they're double-sided, but they have the same pattern on both sides. But on this one side, they have I think it's an AB finish. And it is so spectacularly beautiful. They just jumped off of the wall to me. Can you see the detail on that, Kristen?
Yes, perfectly. It looks great.
They're really pretty.
Yeah, they are really pretty. And I know they're leaves, but they're very abstract kind of leaves. Like, I think they could just be just a really interesting shape with
Mhm.
texture.
Yeah, it's a really neat texture, and then having that color that just kind of pops out at you is really fun too. So if you
It
want
really
some
looks
of
kind of like a
these,
raspberry color.
well, it's really pretty red, but yeah, the coating gives it a raspberry color. It's like a purplish greenish coating almost. It's really pretty. So I don't feel like they got enough attention last week because I didn't have a strand to actually physically show them to you. But there's not very many of them. In fact, the other strand that went up with them sold out. So if you want some of these,
Wanda,
this is also a good one to nab.
Wanda is saying they look like candies, and I know exactly what you're talking about, Wanda. They do look like hard candies. And Julie says they sort of look like scarabs. Did I say that right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think they do. They do.
You know what it
They
might
kind of have like
be,
little
which
wings.
is so interesting. It might be like a cob of corn, like the leaves and the corn in the center. But you would never know, like, looking up close. Like, it's such a pretty pattern. I really love it. They're gorgeous. I think somebody will really like them.
Said same thing. They look kind of like winged bugs. And I thought that too when I saw, like, they are very pretty. Oh, some more Czech glass. See, you guys asked for Czech glass, and we have just been
I went crazy.
Going
nuts. I was like, you want Czech glass? We've got Czech glass.
We've got Czech glass. So
these were in a
really
live sale last week, so some of you may have purchased them already, but we have just a ton of them. I don't know how we ended up buying so many of these two particular beads, but we have like this ridiculous amount of them. So I just wanted to point them out to you one more time that you can actually buy these on the website as well. So if you missed out on getting them during the live sale or you don't purchase during live sales, you can find these really cool grape shaped beads on our website in our Czech glass bead category. And it comes in two different colors, the red and then the yellow and the green. I know a lot of you had them in your shopping cart. Rosa was really excited because we've had them for a while and they just haven't gotten noticed. But they're really pretty and really great colors. So I think they need to find some homes. And that's going to be my goal. So you may see these a lot coming up.
Stay tuned. Sara will be sharing these a lot.
I'd like to make a necklace, like this red one especially. I love the texture that it makes when they're all mixed together like this. I could see a really fun like cha-cha necklace with either one of them. This would be pretty with the yellow wire going up the back, and the other would be pretty with like a black or silver. Or gold would be really gorgeous.
Robin says they look like gummies, and Wanda says more candy. We've all got a little hankering for something sweet this afternoon.
I know. I hear you.
No, they do. They kind of take on a sculptural, kind of feel when they're all together in that strand like that. Very cool.
Yeah.
It takes it away from the individual grape and turns it into something kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're really pretty. They're pretty grapes too. I mean, they're okay just on their own. It's just, I like them bunched up like that a lot. Okay, so this is our 4th of July mini. So sometimes we do a mini in between our big design kits, and it gives an opportunity to someone who, just wants to kind of test the waters of beading, but not fully jump in. It also can sometimes be nice for those who do jump fully in the water, just to have like a small selection of items. And they're usually based around a holiday. We've done Valentine's Day. We've done my birthday, the biggest holiday of them all. And now we're on to 4th of July. So for 4th of July, we put together this mini, which has our Softflex beading wire in a medium diameter, a 10-foot spool of the white quartz, which is one of my favorite colors of Softflex because it's very versatile and it's perfect when you need a red, white, and blue kit. But it'll still be really handy for those that use it beyond this kit because you can put it under clear crystals. You can put it under almost anything and it'll sort of just fade away, which is nice. So it's a really nice diameter. If you're going to have some beading wire, white is a good place to start. These normally run $7.89 on our website, the 10-foot spools, and you can get them in any of our colors. So you can buy just a 10-foot spool if you want. Next, we added some of our table cut Czech glass beads. This is the lapis color. We've got these in 4 colors. I want to say these are $6 to $8 a strand, and they're available individually as well on the website. I don't remember the exact price on those.
They are $6 a piece. Yeah,
$6 a piece. Yeah, we've got them in multiple colors. We've got this kind of aqua color. We've got this dark blue. We have them in a purple. Let me see if I have some of the purple here left over. We've got this kind of dusty, beautiful purple color. So you can find those online as well. I just got those back into stock like last week. We have this really pretty red Czech glass. This one you could only find in the mini kit. They're really cute, little kind of like a flat teardrop shape. Really sweet little red beads. And then the findings package came with some 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes, some tiara cast stars in their silver color, a tiara cast toggle, a lobster clasp, and then and we sell the tiara cast toggle, the lobster clasp, and then some ear wires. We do not sell these stars. That's another exclusive just in this kit alone that you couldn't buy independently from the kit from us.
Let me just hop in here for a second.
Show these up close, how pretty they are.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't those gorgeous? Ooh, I'm excited to see what you're going to make, Kristen.
Well, I wanted to just say Wanda says very festive, and Rosanna ordered herself some of the turquoise of the table cut beads.
Pretty.
And just talking about them a little bit, I want to show the purple again, because I was kind of on the fence about the purple, and Sara kept telling me, oh, when you see it in person, you're going to like it more. And you are right. I do like it a lot more. For some reason, it just doesn't show up in the picture as well as it does.
It's much prettier
in person.
It's much prettier
and it
in person.
Works perfectly with the purple polka dot bead mix. I think it's a really nice combination. And in fact, I'm probably going to use this strand and the bead mix on Monday on YouTube on my video is what I'm planning. So really, really nice. If you're on the fence about the purple, it's like a super nice dusty purple color, but it's definitely got a little more something to it when you see it in person over the pictures. I wasn't told. All right.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
I know. I'm going to let you show. You got some out.
Yeah, I figured I would get it out. I have some pretty good light here, so you can probably see it a little bit better. They're really pretty. The table cut beads in general, all 4 of them are really, really pretty. Okay, go ahead, Kristen. Your turn. I think you're muted, Chris.
I am muted. Thank you.
I don't hear you talking.
Suzanne said she bought 2 of the blue strands, and Susie says, yes, the purple is beautiful. Tina says they were much prettier up close.
That's how I feel like
Kristen's
these ones
purple
are.
strands.
These red ones,
and I think those
look
really
prettier.
pretty.
But I don't think the photo does them justice. Like, they're much prettier, like, in person.
Right.
Or on video, hopefully.
I hear you. So I am going to be using the adorable 4th of July kit. I love the sticker you guys found. You did a good job with that. I was like, ooh, that is fun and festive when it came.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys did a good job.
Thanks.
And I am going to work on a macramé design with you guys today. So this is what I created. I think in our last Zoom, we had someone ask to see the square cut, the square knot. They couldn't remember. I think it was D, our friend D. And so I decided I would share that. And then I also have a sweet pair of earrings that we'll make together too. So I think I'll show how to get this going, the macrame bracelet started, and then when you're ready, Sara, we could switch back to you, and then we can always come back to me for the earring afterwards.
Sounds like a great plan.
I've got my macrame board here, my mini macrame board. I've got a pair of flush cutters. This is the Italian flush cutter, and it's the best cutter that we have right now. I just got mine. I'm excited to use it. And I have a pair of magical crimping pliers. I'm going to open up my package and take out some of my soft flex white beading wire. And I'm going to want to cut, you're going to want to cut 2 strands that are the length of your macrame board, slightly larger, so about 12 inches. And those will be your strands that stay in the center. There's one. That's 2. And then the third strand I'm going to cut is going to be 48 inches long. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to do a shorter one. So it'll be a little easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. But to make the bracelet, I used 48 inches for the threading strand. And then I used the toggle clasp. You'll see on one end. It's very hard to see on the Zoom. I will say it's hard to see what I'm doing. So you'll see we're going to crimp to our toggle, and then we will get started with our knotting.
Yeah, it's like you have to hold it back just a little bit to get a good focus. Okay. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like you have to get just a little further away than normal.
Than you think you need to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me get my little finding pack out, and I'm going to grab 1/2 of the toggle. I'm going to grab the circular side because it's a little larger and it'll fit in my macrame board nicely. You'll take the 2 12-inch strands, and we're going to attach it to our toggle with a 2x2 sterling silver soft flex crimp tube. And how many came in the kit? I wasn't sure. Was it 10, I think?
Let me look. I think it was 10.
Yeah, so it was definitely plenty, which is really nice. So you're going to take your crimp tube and just string it down the 2 strands of beading wire. And then I'm going to take 1 strand, string on my toggle, and take the strand that has the toggle back down into the crimp, making a loop. I'm just going to kind of pull that tight. You want your toggle to hang nicely and not be too tight on there. And then using my magical crimping pliers, I'm going to place my crimp tube right in the center, give a nice squeeze. It'll pinch the 4 corners and turn it over again and round it out. Hopefully I do not hit my camera when I start. on the macramé board, it's hard to have it the board so close to the camera. So now I'm just going to trim off the tails, and you can take your flush side of your cutter right down to your crimp as close as you can get it and trim off your little excess wire. And now I can take this toggle clasp and stick it inside one of these notches here on my macramé board. Kenny is asking, was there a free spirit beading on Monday? I couldn't find it after many tries. Maybe this is a new fiber optic cable that isn't as great as advertised. There was a free spirit beading on Monday. It's located on our Softflex Company YouTube channel. And I go live at noon Pacific time on Mondays, but you can always watch the replay. It should be there over on the Softflex channel. And then I think I posted a blog about it today. I did. I published a blog about the project today. So you can go to softflexcompany.com and scroll down to the bottom to see our most recent blogs, and you'll see the link there with the project info and a link to the video there as well. All right, so now we've got our 2 wires tucked into the macramé board. These are the 2 12-inch ones I did, and they're attached to my toggle clasp up here. And I'm going to take the stringing wire and slide it under those 2 wires. Now this would be about 48 inches long if you were working on the bracelet. Like I said, I cut mine a little shorter just to demonstrate it. I'm going to start with the wire on the right. You could probably cut this here if you want.
I love how the white is intermixing with the red and the blue. It looks really pretty.
I adore it. I think it looks great. I actually was going to do all blue, and then I realized I could do the red in there too, and I'll tell you why I thought I couldn't. But
because you double beaded, right?
I double beaded. Yeah, at first
Smart.
I could not get the red beads through 2 strands, so I ended up just doing 1 bead on each strand.
That's really cool. Good idea.
Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to begin our knot. So I've just got my left finger underneath the wires to give myself a little bit of space to do my knotting with. I'm going to start with this beading wire on the right, and I'm going to cross it above those 2 center wires. I'm going to take the beading wire on the left. I'm going to go over where this little tail is right here, and then I'm going to tuck it under and through the loop. And that is going to create our first knot. Just pull it tight. You can see I'm all the way down here, so I can just slide it up. Since it's my first one, I can just kind of get it in place and slide it up there. That is your first knot. If we were doing a spiral knot bracelet, we would just continue with that first knot all the way down. So to do a square knot, you're just going to work on the left side as well. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our left wire, we're going to loop it, go over the 2 center wires. Then we'll take the right, we're going to cross over under the 2 centers and pull it through that loop. And then pull that tight. And again, I can kind of pop it back up since we're in the beginning stages here. And that is a completed square knot. So I'm just going to do that 2 more times. Take my right wire, go over the 2 center wires, left wire, cross over this wire that's coming here. See that tail? I'm going to cross over the tail, under the 2 in the center, through the loop. And then pull it up at the top. And now I'll do the same thing on the left side. We make our loop. We've got this wire coming over the 2, this one here, under the 2 center, through that loop. Now that is our second full square knot. And then I'm just going to do it 1 more time, and then we can add a bead. And you want to do the right side and then the left side. So you have one completed square knot. If you only stay on one side, it will start to twist and spiral. Whoop, there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a bead. You can fit 2 of the 0.019 medium soft flex wire strands through these table cut beads. I did find that it's helpful to try and keep them straight though. If they start to cross, it's gonna take up a little more space inside the hole. So try and keep your wires straight as you slide on that bead. And then I just tuck the 2 wires back down in the notch. And now I'm gonna create 2 square knots between each bead. So I'm gonna go cross over, under the center through the loop for 1 square, 1/2. Pull it tight to the bead and then do the other side. Julie says she has no idea that you could macrame with soft flex. Excited to try it. Yes, I love to macrame with soft flex. Suzanne says, I love this technique.
Kristen has quite a few videos on YouTube, on our YouTube channel of varying macrame projects. So you should look those up when you get an opportunity.
Yeah, I think we have a whole playlist devoted to macrame. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a little tip now. If you lose your space, so if you look at here, you've got a little tiny loop on the right-hand side. Do you see that loop there? And the wire is coming out through that little lip. That's how I know that's the one I lost. I need to work with next. So that's the wire I need to pick up and do that side. So this way, if you lose your place or, so now you'll see I've got that little loop on the left side and the wire is coming underneath that loop and out. So now I work with the left side next. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I did with the red beads, and this way you can see the pattern I did on the bracelet here. I went 3 blue bead, 2 square knots, blue bead, 2 square knots, blue bead, 2 square knots, and then I moved on to the red beads. Now the red beads, you can't fit them through 2 strands like you can the blue. So at first I was going to omit them, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what, we can just string 1 red bead on each side of those strands in the middle. It is a little tricky. You got to, especially because they're a little bit odd shaped. So I had to kind of push them up. And then you just tuck your wires back down into your macrame board once you string them. And then you do your square knots again. So I'm just starting on the right side every time. You have to kind of scooch it up. Your first knot around your beads is not going to be real tight until you get that second one. And so you may find, depending on the beads you're working with, you might have to kind of pull it tighter again before you pull to get that knot in place. And now you've got the 2 beads side by side. So to complete my pattern, I did 3 knots, blue bead, 2 knots, blue bead, 2 knots, blue bead, 2 knots, red beads, 2 knots, blue bead, and so on until I came back down to the bottom. and then attached to the other side of my clasp. Rochelle is saying, I'm always reluctant to use up my soft flex for macramé, but I'm definitely going to give this one a try. But I'm afraid I won't be able to stop at just one. It does use a decent amount of soft flex, but if I've seen some of your studio spaces, some of you really have a decent amount of soft flex. We were showing everyone's storage areas in the VIB group last week, and I was like, whoa. I mean, some of you really have a lot of soft flex. So that being said, though, I did want to point out that you can macrame any of our beading wires. So you can macrame with the Econoflex as well. So if you're a little concerned about using the soft flex straight out the gate, you can pick up our lower hobby wire. It's going to have a little different of a feel because it is a different construction and it is a smaller amount of strands in the Econoflex. But you really can practice with that and get comfortable with that. And some of the colors in the Econoflex are very, very pretty to work with. All right, so Sara, I think I'll switch to you and let you show what you've been working on at your table.
Okay, that sounds good. That was really a great tutorial, Kristen. I think it looks really good, and I'm excited that everyone gets to see macrame because it's not something that I do a lot of here on Facebook. But we do have
That's
some
exactly
great,
why.
Yeah, we do have some great videos from you on YouTube that you've done over the years.
Awesome. Yeah, that was sort of why I was thinking this would be a good project today, since I don't get to show this as often on Facebook for all of our friends that are over here.
Yeah, that's a really great choice. So I have got, like I said at the top of the show, I've got 3 little girls here this summer. My niece is visiting from New York, who is going to be turning 3 in August. And then I have my own 2 little daughters. One is 4 and one is 5, almost 6. So my daughters have been beading for quite a while because I obviously have a large stash of beads and wire and tools and things. And they like to pick up things that I'm doing and make, their own designs. So I decided I would buy these little 4th of July mini kits for us to use on 4th of July when we have our barbecue. And so today I'm just going to make a straightforward anklet, because that is what I'm going to be showing them how to make on the 4th of July. My youngest my niece, is probably going to focus mostly on just stringing the beads. And I'll let them do whatever pattern they want. So, and they could do just all red or all blue. I'm going to show them what it looks like if they do red and blue mixed. But I'm sure all 3 of them will come up with 3 completely different designs. And then I'm also going to throw out some other beads. I have this bead mix that I got from Softflex as well, and some other red, white, and blue beads from the last month from our Wonder Woman kit. So they'll have a lot of options to pick from. But we're going to all make basically a matching anklet. And so to do that, I went ahead and strung my beads in the pattern that I wanted, which was just red and blue on my white wire. And then I'm just going to take a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. I was using these bead stoppers because I was measuring around my ankle, and I was certain that I was going to drop all of my beads because that is just a little too awkward to be doing while fumbling around holding a Softflex on the end. So these are really handy.
I think that was a wise choice. That was a very wise choice. Put on those bead stoppers.
I was like, I can do this. And I was like, no, don't do it without the bead stoppers.
I was thinking of an anklet with the macrame too. I was like, oh, this could make a really pretty anklet. So it's so funny. Sara and I are always in each other's heads. It's ridiculous.
Well, summer is like anklet season. I mean, that's what I was thinking of. 4th of July, like we always make bracelets and necklaces, but I don't think the girls have ever made an anklet. And they're wearing skirts and shorts, and like it's a perfect time of year for an anklet.
are going to love it. They're going to be so excited. Like, you can put this on your ankle too?
Uh-huh. I know.
We've got
it's
a few comments. Before you crimp, let me just see.
Sure.
Maria says that the girls are also very good beaders. I agree, Maria. If you guys want to check Sara's blog post out, she did a blog post on Monday that you can also find on the softflexcompany.com homepage that shows some examples of what her daughters have made and talks all about beading with kids. It's really a great blog.
Thank you.
And Tina says the girls will have great memories of creating with you.
Yeah,
Rosanna
especially my niece.
stoppers.
I think it'll be really special for her. The first time we beaded, her eyes just lit up because she loves art. And she was like, I can make jewelry. You know, I could just see her whole expression, her whole energy changed. And it was, just
funny.
So neat.
All right, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I've got my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. So I pre-measured this, obviously, with my bead stoppers. And I know it's the right size. So I've got my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube that I'm going to slide onto my wire. And I am going to use my Tiara cast star as my jump ring for my clasp. So I'm going to attach to my lobster clasp on one side and my star on the other side. And hopefully that's going to lay really nicely. We're going to test it out on mine. And then if it works, that's what I'll do on the girls' anklets too when I finish them off for them. So the girls haven't done any tools yet. They mostly just do stringing. We do a lot of counting beads. How many blue beads do you have? How many red beads do you have? Can you create a pattern? Can you mix and match lots of different shapes together and make something that looks pretty? So we do a lot of that kind of stuff with the bigger girls, whereas little Nova is probably more at just the hand-eye coordination stage of getting the beads on the wire and making some design that she likes. So these are the magical crimping pliers. They've got a little divot on each side of the plier that's identical. And the crimp tube is going to fit just right inside of that plier. And I'm going to, once I have it centered, I'm going to compress. My first pass should give me what looks like a little 4-corner ravioli. And I'm going to turn it on its side and I'm going to compress again and just keep going around it several times, tightening it down into the nylon coating of the wire. I don't know at what age, Evelyn's probably getting close to where she can learn how to crimp. Kristen, maybe you can tell us, what age was Hudson or Ethan when they started doing stuff like tools?
I don't know that I really had them crimp that often. I think I was a little too concerned that they, because it holds the whole thing together, that I just sort of did that part for them. And I remember my kids beading up until probably 2nd grade or so, maybe 3rd grade for Hudson. He probably could have did the tool by then, but most of the time we were making a gift or something for someone, and I just sort of finished it for them.
That makes sense. I was curious. And of course, like, boys and girls can be a little bit different in their tastes. So I imagine the girls will keep beading well into the future too. And I'm sure they'll find their own craft that they enjoy doing as well. So I'm going to come in close with my Italian cutters and trim off that extra wire. And now I've got my attachment. Now I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to attach to the Tiara cast star. So I'm going to push all my beads down. Let's get my wires a little wound up. Push all my beads down, and now I'll just attach here to the Tiara cast star on the other side. So I'm just going to undo my bead stopper. I didn't get a chance to show you how these work. It's like a spring, and it just attaches and holds your beads in place. You don't have to worry about losing them when you're moving them around, especially if you want to wrap it around your ankle and see if you've got the right size or not. It is a very handy tool to use. So I need one more crimp, and grab another crimp out of my crimping bin over here. The kit does come with crimps as well. And we still have some of these left for sale. So if you want to buy a few for your barbecue, you are welcome to do that. They should still get there in time. If you're ordering today, they will probably go out in tomorrow's mail. We usually get our orders out in a pretty speedy fashion. So if you can order it before noon tomorrow, maybe even more like 10 a.m. tomorrow, you can probably get it out. We can probably get it out in tomorrow's mail. But try to get your order in as soon as possible if you want to get it in time for 4th of July. Okay, so now you can kind of see how that's attaching. I'm doing a quick look at my loops to see if they sort of match each other. And I'm just going to kind of fuss with it a little bit. I want to leave enough room that there's a lot of flexibility because it is an anklet. I want, some space for it, the beads to be able to sort of slip and slide back and forth and for it to feel flexible on my ankle. Now I'm going to come in on that crimp tube. Again, I want to try to straighten my wires out as best as I can inside the crimp tube because I'm attaching to something where I want a nice straight connection. And that is always a good, important thing to do. I've crimped my first pass, which creates the little 4-corner ravioli, and now I'm just going to go around to it again and tighten it down.
So Tina is saying that she likes the way that you attach the star. There's no jump ring to come undone, which made me giggle because I'm the queen of jump rings. And Penny says, that Sara doesn't like jump rings.
Yeah, I don't like jump rings unless they're closed, which this is basically a jump ring, but it's completely closed. And so it makes me feel really secure, especially if I'm going to have kids like wearing it on their ankles. I think that's going to be a really nice, strong, secure connection. So there's my anklet, and it looks like it's going to work really well for the girls. So we'll make it to size for them, depending on what bead selection they end up doing. I'm sure it will be interesting to see, and I'll try to post pictures of what they make because I'm sure it's going to be really fun.
Interesting how you always kind of work that clasp in with the charm. It's such a neat technique, and it makes so much sense for kids. It is true. There's one less thing you have to worry about coming undone and falling off, especially with children wearing the jewelry and running around and having little ones in the house. What's Rochelle saying? She says, one of my granddaughters took to crimping right away at 4.5 years old.
Oh, wow.
And the oldest granddaughter was happy to have her do it, as was the grandson. I do think that's true. Some kids are just more confident. They just want to get in there and do it themselves, and other kids would just feel better having you do it, no matter the age, The youngest granddaughter is also tying knots in leather and stretch magic.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
and
maybe I just need to let Evelyn try. I mean, she's just never really asked, and I've never really asked her. But maybe it's time to, maybe on 4th of July, I'll let her, I'll do some crimping lessons and let her
she'll
try
feel like a big girl if she's able to do that one on her own, if she can practice that.
Tina
says,
really cool.
I do like the heavy ones on the pendant, but on a bracelet or anklet, I'm too hard on them. I think she's talking about the jump rings. And Rosanna only uses oval jump rings. They're much more secure. That is true, that Rosanna, because they're not a round shape, they don't, they stay kind of in their position a little bit better, so they're not as likely to open up on their own. Really nice, Sara. I love the anklet idea. I think the girls are just going to adore that they could put jewelry someplace else.
It's going to be really fun. I'll definitely take pictures of what they make because I'm sure it'll be adorable.
So I'm just now going to put together a quick little hoop earring with the stars. I think these stars are so pretty. If you guys know Tiara Cast products, and if you don't, they're really great quality. They're made here in the USA, and all of their stuff is just really gorgeously made. So I went ahead and strung on my beads, and I did pay attention to where these have like a skinnier end and a fatter end on these little red beads. So I have the middle blue, and then I have the two red beads with the skinnier side pointing this way. And then on this side, I have the two red beads with the skinnier side pointing that way. And I have a 2 by 2 millimeter crimp on each end of my wire. And what I'm going to do is take the left side, and I'm going to string that in to the crimp. I'm sorry, the right side wire, I'm going to string into the crimp on the left. And then I'll take the left side wire and I will string it into the crimp on the right. And you might have to just kind of pull the crimp away. Oh, I need a bead stopper. I need a bead stopper.
I mean, you should just get them out right at the beginning because we always need them.
I was like, oh, maybe I don't. No,
you do. Yeah.
I'm going to use a little mini bead stopper. So we've got them in two sizes. Sara used the regular size, and I'm going to use the mini. So I'm going to take the wire on the right side and string it into my crimp on the left. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bead stopper to hold my position here while I do the same on the right. And I just do this technique this way for kind of a symmetry, to have the crimps on the two ends. You don't really need it, but I like the symmetrical look that it gives when they're there. I'm going to try and make it the same size as that one. So I'm just going to pull on those tails, make my hoop a little smaller. This is always the hardest part, like trying to get it to be the same size as your first earring. Suzanne says, yes, you do. Just ask me. You always need bead stoppers. Do I need a bead stopper? The answer is always yes. Okay, so once I'm happy with where I'm at, I am going to take my magical crimping pliers and crimp one side at a time. So you're just going to put that crimp right in the center of your pliers, turn it 90 degrees, crimp it again. You could even put another bead stopper over here to kind of hold this in place while you're working. Didn't do that at this moment. I'm thinking about whether or not that was a good idea.
I had to unmute just so you could hear me.
Just so I can hear you giggle. All right, so once I've got that one crimped, then I can just reshape my wires a little bit, make sure that they are nice and together before I move in to do this other crimp. And then sometimes I leave the two wires because I like the look of the wire being a little bit thicker in color, but sometimes they just don't line up properly. So I usually go into it thinking I'll leave the two wires, and I ended up cutting it free and just going with the one on this one. But you can, like this one lined up a lot nicer. So you can just leave the two wires, and then it gives you a little more of that wire color. Sorry.
It does look cleaner. I think it looks cleaner with the one wire usually, but it's kind of fun. It looks like a little more handmade with the two wires.
Yeah, I agree with that. I will say I've got some earrings that I like just the one, and I have other ones where I like the two. So since I went with one on the first one, I'm going to go ahead and just trim off that second one so I have one again. And now I'm going to open up my ear wire. I'm just going to use the little tip of my magical crimper because they've got a nice flat part here. You can use it like a chain nose plier. Just grab a hold of your ear wire and give it a little twist. I want to place the star on first, just like that. And I was like, this is cute, just like that. And then you put the other one on top, and then you give it, and then you close it up. And the gravity of the beads will hold it in place.
So pretty,
and
Kristen.
There you go. Super cute.
They turned out really cute. I really like them. I love how it centers the star and it makes it kind of the star of the show, but still gives you like that red, white, and blue feeling.
I love the star. I think it's so pretty. Thank you. And I see you're working on some earrings over there as well.
Yeah, I decided since you were going to go, guns a-blazing and make 2 projects that I probably needed to make a pair of earrings as well. So I threw together one of my favorite easy style of soft flex earrings, which I make all the time. This will be a great red, white, and blue earring to wear on 4th of July, and it'll match my little anklet just perfectly. So I just took my wire and snipped a decent sized piece, and I strung one red bead with the small tip facing out, and then the blue bead, and then the small tip facing out on the other red bead too. And then you just take the 2 wires, let the beads fall to the center, take the 2 wires and string them through your crimp tube that comes in the kit. And then here's where I'm going to play with it. First, I'm going to make my top loop. So I'm just going to take 1 wire and send it back down through the bottom of my crimp tube. I could make this earring in my sleep because I've done them as make it take it so often that I could make this earring so quickly and easily. And it's so much fun. It's just like an easy, fun earring. If you're looking for something to match an outfit or for a holiday, it's a quick, easy one that you can make. And it doesn't take many beads or a lot of wire. It's pretty easy. So
if you ever saw us at a show, I was going to say, if you ever saw Soft Flex Company at a show, there's almost 100% chance you did this earring as a make and take. It is such a great design. Yeah. It's very easy for people that have never worked with the product before. And then, like you said, you can just do a couple of beads like you're doing now, or you can add more beads, or you could do multiple drops. Like there's a lot of things you can do to add on to this once you know how to do this style.
Yeah, it's great. So I fidgeted with it to make it about the same size as my other earring. And like Kristen said, it's always the most difficult part is trying to match them up so that they look similar. But just do your best and don't worry too much about it. Like nobody looks at your earrings that closely. As long as they're pretty similar, you'll be fine. So I've got everything where I want it. So I'm going to come in with my crimping pliers and I'm going to go ahead and crimp again with those magical crimpers that take this little round sterling silver crimp tube and make it into a round bead. And it'll hold all my wires in place and complete my my earring look. And then all I have to do is slide in on both sides and snip that extra wire. Being really careful not to snip my earring because I also saw that a lot of times at Make It Take It tables. I was constantly reminding people that not to snip their earring. And then last but not least, I'm going to open up my ear wire. So I'm just going to take the tip of my magical crimpers, slide it open, and then I can slide on my earring and close it back up. Ta-da! And I'll just do the same thing on the other one.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. And I love how bright you are. I don't know. I'm in Arizona, but I'm like in a dark spot right now.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just this time of day, but it is cloudy out, which isn't usual for us. But it is kind of late too. So maybe where I sit at my window, the sun's a little bit further on. They're so pretty.
Yeah, I get good light in this spot in the afternoon. So I found a good spot in my house that seems to work most of the time.
Right.
Thankfully.
I know.
So unfortunately it's in my mother's room. So she has to deal with me coming in and out.
You're like, sorry, I gotta take over the room for an hour.
Yeah. Thankfully, she's good at sharing. She has 9 brothers and sisters, so she learned that lesson early in life.
You guys, we have a really great family. Actually, I have my 13-year-old staring at me right now from across the room, waiting for when he can go back on the computer.
I know. I just heard my doorbell ring. I'm sure you heard it too. My brother-in-law arrived.
Oh, Elaine says, my mother always told me, on a galloping horse, you can't tell the difference. Oh, that's funny. I like that, Elaine. Speaking of the 2 earrings.
Yeah, makes sense. So true.
Well, this has been fun. And I did, this is why my videos always take an hour, Sara, because I just can't seem to stop once I get going.
There's nothing wrong with that. We all feel that way about beading.
Yes, it's fun. It's sometimes it's overwhelming in the beginning, and then when you have everything in front of you, you're like, but once you get going, then the ideas just keep coming.
Mm-hmm. And you want to keep going too. So I guess to close out, we just want to point out that we are selling through our Serenity Shore design kit at a faster rate than we normally are with our kits, probably because of the colors. So make sure if you want one that you grab one. We are almost sold out of Bead Strand 1, but we are offering Bead Strand 2. You can buy it outright with a 10% discount. Because the pearls are just a little bit roughed up from transportation. Or you can get it for free on your orders over $55 at softflexcompany.com. And while you're there, you can check out all the other new products that we've added this month, including the classic blue bead mix for $10.49. And of course, we still have a few of these 4th of July kits left if you want to buy a few for upcoming holidays.
Yeah, I will say that I just looked at these bead strands too. So just a reminder for you guys that the offer is spend $55 and you're going to get this bead strand for free while they last. And once they sell out, we're going to go ahead. Actually, as of tomorrow morning, we're going to go ahead and just switch it to the second one, just so that we don't have an issue of it selling out over the weekend when nobody's around. So as of today, you will get this Bead Strand 1 for free, and then starting tomorrow, and that will be at like 12:01 tomorrow morning Pacific time, you will start getting the second strand for free.
Right, and I have both strands here. So the second strand's a little bit longer, but it does have the pearls are a little roughed up from how they were shipped, but it has 4 beautiful boho beads and then some great like large Czech crystals too that are just really beautiful. So
yeah, they're
I think
so
they're
big.
both
I didn't.
comparable.
Now I'm looking at it next side by side. It's really nice to see both of them and see the.
Yeah,
cool.
I really liked the second strand. It's actually my favorite of the 2. I think they're both really, really gorgeous.
They are.
So
I'm just in love. I just totally adore this like shell strand that's in the first one.
It's pretty.
And they're just so pretty.
I'm excited to see what you end up making with it.
I know. Rochelle says there's a second bead strand. Cool. Yeah, Rochelle, we just had an inkling that this kit was going to be really popular. I mean, Serenity Shore, it's beautiful colors. So Sara was very thoughtful in thinking, you know what, we may need to bring in something else a little bit later in the month, and not realizing it would be like 2 days after it went on sale.
Yeah. Well, I actually tried to get more of just the one bead strand, the Serenity Shore bead strand one. But Jesse James Beads has had such a hard time with the COVID stuff. Like, they haven't had everyone fully back to work until just recently. So they've been having a tough time keeping up with all of the projects that we're doing with them. So they didn't get out as many as I wanted. And so we worked together to make a second strand just in case, because I had a feeling that the strand was going to sell really quickly and that it would be nice to have something else in addition, because it's just a beautiful colorway. And I'm really excited that we get to work with these colors coming up. We've done a lot of red and blue. It's time for a change.
It's time for a change. Okay, so a couple of comments. Maria says, thank you guys so much for the ideas. Have a great night. Kim, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Lee is asking if we're going to have a trios to match as well. But we do actually have a Serenity Trios, Lee, that does match really well with the bone color. It's got a fluorite, and what's the other one? Turquoise, I think. So
fluorite,
whether or not we'll do one
bone.
more. Yeah, whether or not we'll do one more, I'm not sure. It sometimes depends on if we have a trios in stock that really goes with the kit already.
Because that was such a popular trio. I think we were thinking of the trio when we decided to do this kit. So the Serenity Trio is a very good match.
Yeah, really, really pretty. It's definitely one of our best sellers. And let's see, Rochelle loves the colors. She says they look sea foamy. And Susie says, thanks for spending time with us. Yeah, we always enjoy spending time with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thank you for listening to us giggle.
Yeah.
And giving us an opportunity to be together, which is just a joy to be able to sit and bead with you, Kristen, from afar.
It is. Sara and I used to live in the same state, and we used to go and have meetings together and get chances to kind of be creative in person as well as at trade shows. And so, all of that is not happening anymore. So this has been a really nice shoe-in for having face-to-face time with you, Sara, as well as being able to talk with all of you lovely people.
I like your necklace too. It's very 4th of July. Is that from your
Of course.
Amazon
I'm wearing
Princess?
red, white, and blue.
Perfect. I should have. I didn't even think about it.
I always try to match.
Oh, I should have known.
Guys, it gets boring over here when you work from home. You have to do things to keep yourself entertained.
Oh, Kristen.
I'm always in pajamas, so for my videos, I tend to try and match what I'm making when I know what I'm making. So
very good.
Just something
special.
silly to keep me entertained.
What am I gonna wear today for this video? All right. Well, I got to get out there and make dinner for my family, as I'm sure you do too. Thanks for spending some time with us today, you guys. Check out all of our products on our website, which is softflexcompany.com. And Kristen, I'll let you finish out while I go click to end the video. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Sara. Yes, it is the Amazon Princess strand, Rosanna. It was the one that I did with the Amazon Princess tutorial. And for those of you that were, my microphone. There we go. I'm back. For those of you, that were on my Free Spirit beading video on Monday, I was kind of whining that I didn't get my beads. So I'm so excited. All of my beads have arrived, and the turquoise one is a wonderful match with the Serenity Shore bead strands, just FYI. All right, Sara will probably turn it off and I'll just disappear. So I'll say goodbye and see you guys all on Monday at noon over on the Softflex YouTube channel.